You are watching 2+U Nevada, and with us this afternoon, Peter Ott, the Executive Director of Bristlecone Family Resources. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon.
Thank you for having me.
We're really excited to have you here because we are talking about something that's so prevalent, so important, and that's addiction and mental health. And Bristlecone is a 51-bed residential substance use treatment right here in Reno.
Yes, it is. Been here for, well, we're the oldest nonprofit in Reno. We're one of the oldest. We've been around since 1964 in one name or another.
Mm-hmm. And when you think about the 1960s and discussing addiction and mental health versus today and the discussion of mental health and addiction, those two discussions are completely different in the way that society addressed addiction. We now can say addiction touches every single family because people are open.
Yes, it's no longer hidden. The stigma has been broken down. I refer to myself as a person in long-term recovery that struggles with an addiction. I don't call myself an addict or an alcoholic anymore because that stigma has been broken down. We're human beings that struggle with an issue.
Mm-hmm. And when it comes to the need in our community, there really is a need for more beds and more treatment.
Yeah, we could triple in size and still have a wait list. It's epidemic level in this county.
What types of addictions does Bristlecone help people work through?
We'll work through just about any addiction. Our primary is substance use and alcohol. We also touch on gambling addiction and several others.
I appreciated what you told me before we sat down and started talking, that the act of whatever addiction you have is actually indicative of a mental health issue and coping and strategy, right?
Yes, the way we treat substance use or any kind of addiction these days is by addressing the underlying mental health, which is actually the problem. The addiction is simply a symptom of a much deeper issue.
Is there a way to train against addiction? Does that make sense? Is there a way to help people manage?
A lot of what we see in treatment has stemmed from childhood trauma. We do screenings to understand where they've come from. And some people develop resiliency as young folks, and that seems to give them a better shot later in life in battling. A lot of people will take a prescribed medication or have a drink, and they don't struggle with an addiction. Others do. And I think it's that resiliency factor that builds as a young individual that has a large determining factor on where we end up.
And then it takes a lot of strength to actually say, I am an addict and I need help.
More courage than you know.
Mm-hmm. You are now building additional beds and a detox center at Bristlecone. Go into why you are doing that.
When I took over as executive director a few years ago, I was charged with examining the continuum of care in Reno to see what was being provided and where the gaps were. And I saw detox centers closing, and my board came to me and asked why. And I said, well, they're not being run under the proper model. The people that are coming to us for detox are the underserved, underinsured, the Medicaid clients and so on and so forth. And there were not enough agencies that were tackling that issue. So we decided to take a 5,000 square foot building that was sitting on our property. It had been many different things over the years, and I decided to repurpose it as a detox center. So we are about 60% into construction. Mm-hmm. The building's all sealed up with a new roof, and now it's just time to put up walls and staff it.
Yeah.
And pushing us across that finish line has proved a little more challenging than I expected.
Sure, because grants and donations currently in jeopardy, and you need partnerships.
We do. At the first of the year, when things were changing and Our provider model changed, and the way the Medicaid MCOs were reimbursing for treatment and such radically changed. And a lot of our donors got cold feet. They saw that mental health was losing popularity. It wasn't being as prioritized as it was in the past, and their willingness to donate to something like this there was a little fear. And so I decided that the best plan of action would be to find a partner in the community that had the same passion for what we're doing as I do. And that makes finding a partner a little more difficult, because there's lots of people out there with a lot of money that I'm sure could put up and help. But it has to be a match. It has to be somebody who really believes in what we're doing, and that limits the number of people that are willing to step up to a very small few. And we've talked to few. We're in talks with several possible partners, but reaching out like this may find somebody that has that passion and would be willing to give me a call.
Well, I certainly hope it does. We have about 10 seconds. So if anyone can donate personal hygiene products, notebooks, pens, shoes, towels, bedding, or be that partner you're looking for, where do they go online?
You can go to bristleconereno.com, or you can stop by at 704 Mill Street and just bring donations in. We'd be happy to have any donations. Our clients are so grateful for anything that they receive. And if you need to reach me, you can reach me at my email, which is pott@bristleconereno.com, and I'd be happy to sit down and have a discussion.
Peter, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Sarah.
You're watching 2+U Nevada.